And here's your host, Matt Buff.
Welcome to the Buff Show. The reason I wanted to bring you on the show today is because everybody's been talking about what to do with schools. The adults are talking, but nobody's listening to the kids. There's how we do it now.
The hell with that. Give me a hand. Shake my hand. There you go. All right. How you doing, Matt?
Good to see you, Chris. Welcome to the Buff Show. Matt Buff, your host. Glad to be with you. Big weekend roundup for you, and then our big show tomorrow at 3 p.m. More on that in a little bit. Well, today, Joe Biden gave another sleepy press conference where he told you that people that follow QAnon, right? The Q? A lot of my friends out there follow the Q. I tell you what, he said you need mental health. He says it's ridiculous. Child trafficking. And Trump's going to save them? Oh, my God. That's not happening. Follow my friend Erica Garcia. She's been giving you all the numbers of the children who've been freed in the United States. Many states are doing it, and they're going in there and they're getting these children. Under the leadership of the DOJ under President Donald J. Trump. All right? So you guys aren't crazy. You don't need mental help, but maybe Joe Biden does. For crying out loud, did you see his press conference today? He took questions from what appeared to be staffers, asking about President Trump's soul. He went on this huge rant about the Atlantic story, all right, where they said that Trump was, it was during a trip to Paris, this was in 2018, where they said he was commenting that dead soldiers are losers and he doesn't want handicapped people in military parades. Unbelievable. This was near an American cemetery, and they also said in that story it was canceled due to rain because he didn't want his hair to get messed up. Well, that's not true, because over 12 people that were either in that meeting or knew about that meeting, including the weather reports that were going on there, all refuted the story. Fake as fake news gets. That's what happened here. They said the Secret Service was unable to fly a helicopter due to the weather, and that was the true thing that happened. But some unanimous sources said that President Trump canceled the flight because he didn't want to do the speech. He didn't want to do the speech because it would mess up his hair. Okay? No, they couldn't go do the speech because of the weather, and that's been verified. Unbelievable. Even John Bolton, right? The guy who hates President Trump now because he's pissed about losing his job, the warmonger John Bolton, wrote about this event in his book, right? And he never mentioned these comments or situations. And believe me, if they happened, he would have. All right? He and many others who, they've all denied it. They've denied the story. They said it's not true. People that were there, people that heard about it, they all denied it. And, all the media and the people that hate the president, for crying out loud, would have broke this story. John Bolton would have wrote about this story. The media, if this really happened, if these things were really said, you think they would have just held on to it right up until an election? Absolutely not. They spend day after day after day trying to destroy the president. And by the way, the very next day, he gave a speech, and guess what? It was in the rain, for crying out loud. So there's that. Joe Biden, he shot his mouth off today. But he was in Kenosha yesterday, Kenosha, Wisconsin, following the leader, I guess. Trump went up there and gave money to the small businesses and the police force there. The president did that, met with law enforcement, met with business owners. Joe Biden sits in a church with about 6 people that are all telling their sad stories. And he says, if I talk about my plans, my tax plans, they'll shoot me. He said that to people that were upset about the Jacob Blake shooting. Which, by the way, Jacob Blake hopefully recovers soon because he still needs to serve that warrant for sexual assault. So, Joe Biden, What did you have to say about it?
I'm not want to punish anybody, but everybody should pay a fair share. And I can lay out for you. I won't now because they'll shoot me. But here's the deal. And too antsy. Sit down, man.
No, I get it.
Okay? Here.
How do I do
Here's
that?
the
Right? How
last
do I
thing.
stop that?
But this is important. Here's the deal. If you think about it, we've finally figured out.
Sleepy Joe Biden. Sleepy, creepy Joe Biden. That guy he's done. He's toast. We're winning this in a landslide. A landslide! There's no way you can be in your right mind. He calls the Q people mental. He used the word deplorable several times. I mean, you have to really be outside your mind to vote for somebody like this. After half a century in government, all of a sudden he's the man to fix things. Man, he can barely even speak. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous what we're doing. Oh, Pelosi, by the way. Look at this one. Pelosi didn't just get her hair done, all right? She went into this salon dressed in the robe and everything, walking around like she's ready for a full day of spa treatment, all right? She was totally relaxed. And just like every other socialist out there, they want to enjoy your stuff while you're being miserable. That was the plan there. And then she said she was duped. It was a setup. No, you're the one that made the appointment. Stupid. Third in line to the presidency, okay? Third in line. And she's a liar, a complete liar. Blue state Democrats, shutting your states down. You're being silly. Open the states. This has been going on for 6 months. 6%, guys, 6%. Open your states. Let your people go back to work. This virus is hardly a threat to most people at all. There's worse things out there. 6%. When I say 6%, the CDC released those numbers this week. Only 6% of the deaths that you see scrolling across your television all day are from COVID only. A lot of other things they say are with COVID, like dying in motorcycle accidents or getting poisoned by somebody. All right? It's just silly. Open it back up. This thing is very weak. Very weak. Let's go to Beirut, all right? Somebody said they detected a heartbeat in the rubble in Beirut. Save that life. You detect a heartbeat, save the life. Also, if a heartbeat is detected in the womb, let's save that life too, all right? So that's all I got for you for the roundup of the week so far. I'll see you tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern Time on The Buff Show, 94.9 FM, AM 950, where we're going to have Tim Murtaugh, the Communications Director for President Donald Trump's re-election campaign, and our Sean McBride, attorney for American Freedom Coalition. Phenomenal guest. We've had him on the show before. You're going to love him again. So much to talk about. Vaccines, mandates. Apparently, Florida just extended the emergency declaration for another 60 days right into the election. That's probably more about funding, but these emergency declarations have to stop. The mask mandates have to stop, and definitely no mandated vaccine. That's ridiculous. But all you Democrats, you go take that vaccine. We'll see what happens. All right, you stay smart out there. We'll see you tomorrow on The Buff Show.